So, because of spammers, I'm going to be converting to recorded format for this for the next little while. At least until this person forgets about me and I can move on back to live streaming. Because they just decided, let's not have an ignore system that actually functions properly in this game. I hate having to do it as a recorded format, but we're just gonna have to deal with it for now. I don't feel like doing the winter event right now. I think I'll just switch to back to the main thing. And this is why you need to have a properly developed ignore feature in every MMO. And so people could get around these child as fuck spammers who decide, oh, I'm just gonna keep doing this over and over again until you stop. Because, you know, whatever. Maybe next week I'll come back, that person won't be there, but for now, we're gonna do second wave. No. I've got to figure out some other game to do with my daily stream for Sunday, but for now I'm just going to do a recording of this. Because it's only Star Trek Online that the spammers show up for, because it's the only one they can show up for. Because all the other games I've played are single player or same system multiplayer. It's like, I'm sorry, at this point there should be some way to like penalize these people for their shoddily put together ignore system. I delete emails? See if I can find out the source of this. Apparently, it's a glitch going on for everybody.
Welcome to DS9. I'm Commander Karen Andrews, Captain Carlin's first officer. He asked me to inform you that he's been delayed dealing with an incident in Cargo Bay 3.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to begin the conference until Captain Carlin is available. I wonder, would you be willing to help track down the other attendees and inform them of the delay? I can send a junior officer, but I thought this way you get a chance to meet the delegates before the formal talks begin. Every bit of connection or information helps with the diplomatic situation. Talk to Satas first.
I was informed you would be here. Have you come with another friendly reminder from Commander Andrews? Feel free to report back to her and let her know that I haven't eaten the furniture or scared away the Dabo players. Not yet, anyway.
Commander, I just wanted you to know that the start of the conference has been delayed.
That is troubling. My ship is waiting to return to Kronos as soon as these talks are completed. I have no wish to linger here any longer than is necessary.
I forget, what is the reward system? Ah, yes. The Gem at our ground set.
Greetings, my name is Sarah, and I speak for the Deferi. Until recently, my people isolated ourselves from the rest of the galaxy in an attempt to remain neutral. We seek balance in all things, and therefore choose not to take sides in conflicts that do not concern us. The Borg, however, threaten everyone. My own world has been scarred by the collective. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about how we can deal with the Borg when the conference convenes.
Captain Curlin has a situation he must deal with immediately. I'm sorry to tell you the start of the conference will be delayed.
I understand. I must find something to do with my free time. I had been hoping to spend some time in one of the holosuites here. Several people have recommended them. And there is an historical holo program, the Matara Nebula, that I have been able to play. Could you help me gain access to a holosuite? An hour or two would be more than sufficient.
I'll see what I can do.
Need something, friend? Opportunity plus instinct equals
No can do.
profit.
Holosuites are booked solid for the next week. If you haven't noticed, the place is busy. Add in all the ambassadors, diplomats, admirals, and such here for the Borg thing. Almost more business than I can handle. Maybe it's time to expand. The old tailor's shop has been empty for years. The only way you're going to get a reservation is if you travel back in time and make one too. I don't advise that though. Doesn't the Federation have some sort of temporal prime directive? What if I find someone willing to give up the reservation?
A Ferengi without
I guess that could
profit
work.
is no Ferengi
Don't
at
want any
all.
violence, and don't cause trouble. I run a respectable establishment here. I don't need any more problems with Curlin or my customers. You know, this place sells the real deal. You can get synthahol if you want, but this stuff is great. You're just my type. Well, do anything later? Do you have a reservation for the hall suites today? Aggressive, aren't you? Good, I like that. And I do have a hall suite reserved. I've already chosen a program. I'm sure we can change to something more fun for two. Would you like a drink or dinner beforehand? Or should I just meet you there? I don't require your I'd like to acquire a reservation, but I don't want to share. Oh, that's a shame. Thought we really had something. Reservation's not for sale. However, if you change your mind, I might consider letting you join me. Then again, maybe not. You Starfleet types aren't much fun. Go away. I don't want any company, especially yours. Who wants to know? Need a reservation. Are you interested in selling? No. Why are you still here? Go away. Hey there. Asking me if I can sell, if I need to buy self-sealing stem bolts. I always wondered how the universal translators work with text.
I'm looking forward to the conference and what your government has to say about the Borg. While I agree the Borg are indeed a threat, I'm not entirely clear as to what you expect the Ditapa Council to do about it. If you will remember, we dismantled our military after the Dominion War and only maintain a small force for planetary defense. Those ships you may have seen were stolen from my government by the True Way. Regrettably, Starfleet has yet to put a stop to their campaign of terror.
It's been delayed.
Being here on Deep Space Nine reminds me of my mentor, Gul Mavek, who was stationed here during the Dominion occupation. During his time here, he came across a peculiar drink, Bajoran distilled Kanar. Apparently, during the Cardassian occupation, the soldiers wanted their favorite libation, but there was not enough Kanar in the shipments from home. So these resourceful young officers conscripted a group of Bajorans, mostly from the religious houses, to distill Kanar for them. The Kanar from Bajor has a different color and flavor from the best Cardassian vintages because of the local ingredients used in its distillation. Nevertheless, many of the officers who drank it developed quite a taste for this Bajoran pleasure. It is impossible to find a similar vintage on Cardassia Prime, and I want to present a bottle to my mentor and friend, Gul Mavek, upon my return to the homeworld. It would mean so much to him, and I would be most grateful to anyone who could assist me in this small task.
I'll see if I can find any. Oh, I gotta go to the other place where you go to the ships. Alright. No, no, no.
You kept your head in that tricky situation in the Iconia system. Good to have people like you on our side. And I'm glad there's someone else here who's faced the Borg in battle. We have a perspective the rest of these full-time diplomats don't.
Do you need a large quantity of self-sealing stem bolts?
How many do you have? My chief engineer has been looking for stem bolts for weeks. He wants to do some upgrades to the Belfast, and the Defiant class has always been a little touchy. Sometimes it's best to use what works, even if the technology's a little out of date. We've made inquiries with several traders, but everyone we talked to dumped their inventories after the speculation bubble burst. Some Ferengi out there made a small fortune a few months ago cornering the stem bolt market, but now that supply is gone. I was hoping to find some here, but so far I haven't had the chance. If you know of a source, my crew could make the upgrades we need without having to find an industrial replicator. You kept your head in that trick, and I'm glad there's some... I hope the problem's not too serious. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to get some assistance from DS9 to deal with some issues on my ship. We've been on deep space patrols for more than a month, and this is the first chance we've had to get back to a real starbase. My ship needs repairs, and I'm running out of spit and wishes to hold her together. I appreciate the offer. My crew could really use a few extra hands to get the work done. But if you need your officers to do something else, I understand. I'll talk to Commander Andrews to see if she has anyone who can help.
Sorry to trouble you again, but Captain Curlin is wrapping up the problem in the cargo bay, and we will be able to begin the talks very soon. I've notified the other attendees, but our opening speaker isn't responding to hails. Could you please track him down for me? Admiral Zabglach Trem mentioned wanting someplace quiet. You might try the upper promenade or the temple.
No, 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 no. This isn't as fun without the chat window. Cause I just feel like I'm talking to myself, cause that's effectively what I'm doing. But I can't stop the spammers from being dickholes, cause that's what they are, dickholes. I'll try again next week, and if it works, we'll see. Otherwise, I'll find out something else to do for Sunday, and I'll just do brief, like, recordings of this every day for an hour or so, and then just put up all in one chunk. Or multiple chunks. And that is done.
Need something, friend? A wise man can hear profit in
Transfer
the
fees.
opportunity pleasant.
outrageous.
The riskier the road, the Ferengi without profit is... Need something? A wise man can hear...
Greetings. My name is Sarah, and I speak for the Deferi. Wonderful. Most of the holotechnology on Defera is used for training or utilitarian purposes, so I don't have many chances to use a holosuite for entertainment. Thank you for your assistance. I hope you didn't go through too much trouble on my... Greetings. My name is Sarah. While I recently completed a diplomatic mission to Cardassia...
May the prophets bless you. We await the word of the emissary.
How about the...
Do you need anything? It must be your lucky day. I confiscated a whole case of this stuff 2 weeks ago from a smuggler, trafficking in artifacts from the occupation of Bajor. No matter how repugnant something is, someone will try to find a way to make latinum from it. It's disgusting. I contacted the Bajoran government, and they took back all the artifacts they wanted, but they left the Kanar. I'm sure that Starfleet won't mind me repurposing one bottle for diplomatic purposes.
Da 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 na 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 na. Let's wait for these things to finish.
Thanks for your help. My ship is running like new again. You have an excellent crew.
And there we go. Takes care of that. Now we'll go over here. Go talk to Rugen Skyle.
I'm looking forward to the If you will remember, we dismantled our military. You have your...
Okay.
I'm looking forward to being the Kanar from
Now I go in.
I'm looking forward, if you will remember, we Oh, wonderful! Golmavec will be so pleased with this gift. Thank you for your assistance. If at some point I can assist you in...
Okay, that takes care of that.
My apologies, both to you and Commander Andrews. It's not often that I get some time to myself these days. Captain Kurland offered me the use of his office, but I came here instead for some peace and quiet. Peace. It's in far too short of supply these days. I've been in Starfleet for a long time. I've seen more battles than I care to remember. But this one, there's no reasoning with the Borg. There's no chance for a non-violent solution. I only hope that we can unite before they come for us.
Yawn, yawn, yawn. There you go.
Welcome, everyone. I'm so pleased that you all agreed to join us here today. As many of you are all too aware, the Borg attacks are increasing. If they are left unchecked, Starfleet predicts that the entire Alpha Quadrant could fall within 3 years. We all must work together to push these invaders out of our space and protect our homes and families.
I do not agree. My empire will stand, with or without your assistance. The Klingon Empire has never been stronger than it is right now. I dare the Borg to challenge us. Starfleet may cower in fear before a sure what the esteemed ambassador from the Klingon Empire meant to say is that he hopes we are all so crippled by our efforts to stop the Borg, we will be no match for a battle-hardened Klingon fleet. I do not want to be assimilated, but I don't want to be a servant to the Klingon Empire either.
The Deferi believe that all things must be in balance. We cannot counter the Borg threat if we ourselves are counter to one another. The Deferi do not wish to act against any of you. Therefore, should this meeting not reach a consensus, our best course of action is to not act at all.
Starfleet will do what it must to protect the Federation. However, if you want our assistance, you need to be willing to protect yourselves and contribute to this campaign. The Borg will be stronger if any of your civilizations are assimilated. Starfleet's hard at work developing new technology and tactics. We, at least, will be ready. And if we can't cooperate, I hope you don't suffer. And that we develop new weapons in time.
This is getting us nowhere. We came together in the spirit of cooperation. We need to find common ground. Now, did you have something you wanted to add to the...
Be careful. You are dangerously close to insulting the honor of the Klingon Empire. Starfleet won't survive without our assistance. It is good, then, that we see the merit in fighting at your side in this instance. It would not be honorable for us to reserve our strength while others go out to fight. That is a trick worthy of a Romulan.
If you have high enough diplomacy, you can do
Do you have
that.
something you wanted to add to this discussion?
Starfleet will do everything we can to protect the Federation and its allies. However, there are too many drains on our resources and a limited number of ships and officers. It may be simply unfeasible for us to sign on and be the protector of the entire Alpha Quadrant. Besides, we need to consider the Prime Directive. There are limits to what we can do. Under dire circumstances, Starfleet may be forced to pull back from protecting all life to a position where we can defend only the core worlds. I hope it doesn't come to that. If it does, however, the needs of the many must outweigh the needs of the few. Starfleet recognizes the Borg threaten all life in the Alpha Quadrant. We've lost too much already. We cannot lose any more. Eventually, we'll all need to put our differences aside and unite in opposition to the Borg or anyone else who sows chaos and destruction. We'll put an end to this together.
Now, did you have some...
Cardassia Prime is still rebuilding from the Dominion War. We have achieved a great deal in the past decades, but there is still much more to do. The continued threat of the true way makes progress difficult. It would be best if we reserve our limited resources. I will not weaken my world to defeat the Borg, only to become the victim of another power already here in the Alpha Quadrant.
Again, this is something you get if you have high enough diplomacy.
I see your point. If we work together, we can spread the risks of fighting the Borg, while at the same time creating a unified force that is more likely to succeed. Cardassia's odds of survival will be greatly improved if we add our strength to yours.
Now, did you have something you wanted to add to the...
Maintaining balance with all things must be our primary concern. It is one thing to choose to swim upstream against the current. It is quite another to drain a river because it is flowing in the wrong direction. The Borg do not respect the balance. We will offer what support we can to your fight.
Let's take a quick recess to cool off.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I've never been able to diplomacy my way through all of that before. All things told, I was able to use diplomacy on everybody but Sean, so that was interesting.
There's something coming out of the wormhole. Captain, it's a Dominion fleet. They're charging weapons. Red alert!
And since, unlike Fallout 4, you can't, where diplomacy is pass-fail. If you don't have high enough stats to do it, you won't be able to do it. But if you do, you will.
Gemidon boarding the station. Get the delegates out of here.
We have to get out of here!
It is time to leave.
Evac Protocol Alpha. Andrews, get everyone to shuttles. Prep the Defiant for launch.
I'll be right back.
Blasted. The Gemidar have cut off access to ops. Karen, you'll need to coordinate the evacuation. We'll get the delegates to the docking ring, and then I'll try to join you in ops.
And maybe switching to like recording an hour a day on this or so will make it so it doesn't feel as draining. Time of wonder. Can snow weapons be used in standard combat? Nope.
Making damage detected.
Would have been funny if it could have been though.
Enemy target locked. Personal shield losing power.
Excuse me. Da 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 dum 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 da 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 dum da dum da 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 dum da dum. enemies there in one shot.
Captain Carland, good to know that you and the delegates are safe. Jim Hadar has stormed the station and we're losing critical areas. The Defiant has launched and I've evacuated everyone possible, but a few of us stayed to...
Andrews? Andrews! Someone, answer me! What's going on?
Captain, my name is Loris, and I represent the Dominion. This station, and all remaining souls on it, are now under our control.
There's nothing more we can do in this area. We'll contact Starfleet and they would like us to report to Midor. Planning for a counter-offensive is underway. Well, for today, the station belongs to the Jem'Hadar. It's our duty to ensure Bajor does not fall as well.
We've evacuated everyone we could to Bajor, and we're setting up a base there to coordinate our counterattack against the Dominion. I won't lie to you, though. It's not going to be easy. We were caught completely off guard by Karakan and his fleet, and the Bajorans are none too pleased to have house guests. We must balance the needs of the civilian populace with those of the Starfleet and Klingon forces currently on the surface. Starfleet needs all the help it can get planet-side right now. Transport down to our staging area on Bajor. You'll find me there.
Okay, we're gonna call this one stop for today. And I will see you all later.